Have you ever smelled a candle and thought, I want to eat that? Yeah, me too. That's the inspiration for my series called Scent to Table, and today I have an episode that's going to cover Kringle's Bananas Foster. Hi there, my name is Tracy, and this is the 3-Wick Thesis Candle channel, and I thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new and you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I do have additional series that I think you might enjoy, and I am going to be releasing occasional episodes for this series, so there is definitely more to come. Let's talk about this candle that we're going to scent to table today. I hauled this about 3 weeks ago. It arrived last week. I did do an unboxing with first impressions. I'll go ahead and leave a link to that video below in case you're interested in that. I opened up the candle and I remember thinking, like, what am I smelling? And that's when it hit me that Bananas Foster is a charred banana style dessert because you can get a little bit of that crystallized or burnt sugar note to the candle. And that's when I had an epiphany of, I've never made Bananas Foster. I bet if I could find a recipe that it would taste just like this candle smells, and that inspired me to go out and find one. So I did find a recipe that I'm going to share with you today. There is a link to it in the description. This came from the Serious Eats website, and this is a recipe by Daniel Gritzer. Currently has 5 stars with 9 reviews. I agree with that rating. It is a delicious recipe. I'll also note that it is for 3 to 4 servings. My husband and I shared what I made in this video that I'm going to show you, and I would say we ate about 2 servings, and that was enough for us. And there's about 2 left. So plan on this being either 3 very healthy sized portions or enough for 4 people. The recipe is relatively easy to do if you have the right ingredients. I'll be sure to share that ingredient list with you. It does take a little bit of risk with flambéing the bananas, but I'm going to encourage you to take that risk and tell you that it is definitely worth it. And hey, we deal with fire all the time. We light candles every day, so I think you can handle a little bit of flame on your bananas. So let's get into it. Here is the label from the Kringle candle. You'll notice that it has these beautiful bananas on the label. Really cute. Definitely reflects what this candle is. The scent notes on this candle are banana, brown sugar, soft spice, smoked vanilla bean, butter, soft woods, and sweet. So to make our Bananas Foster, you're going to need 6 tablespoons or 85 grams of unsalted butter. I do weigh my ingredients. I think it makes it a little more accurate, so I would encourage you to do so as well if you have a scale. You're also going to need a half a cup of light brown sugar, or 113 grams. You need a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a pinch of ground nutmeg, and a generous pinch of kosher salt. I like cinnamon, so I put closer to 3/4 of a teaspoon, and I fresh ground my nutmeg. Also, because I only had table salt, I used a less generous pinch. You're also going to need 3 medium, ripe but firm bananas, so you want just a little bit of brown, but not to the point where they've gotten mushy. That's going to come out to about 450 grams or about 1 pound. You're going to split these in half crosswise and then also lengthwise and peel them. You're also going to need a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of white or aged rum. I personally like this single estate rum that's aged for 12 years from Flor de Cagna. Finally, make sure you pick up an ice cream of your choice. I went with just classic vanilla. To get started, you're going to want to have a 12-inch stainless steel skillet or pan, and you want to turn the heat to medium-high. Begin by melting the butter. And as that begins to melt, go ahead and add the brown sugar, the cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt, and then just continue stirring and swirling the butter and sugar mixture in the pan. At first, it's going to be pretty chunky until that butter starts to melt, and then it will turn into a sort of grainy liquid. Takes about 2 minutes total, and what you're looking for is when the concoction starts to bubble around the edges, that's a sign that it's ready and it's time to add the bananas. When you get to that bubbly stage, you're going to add the bananas cut side down, and you're gonna just kind of move them around the pan and cook them. Just shuffle them a little bit, make sure they stay cut side down until the liquid in the pan begins to resemble a more caramel color. It'll also start to get smoother, so it'll go from chunky and grainy to looking more syrupy. That's going to take you about another 2 minutes to get to that stage. Once you're at that stage, then you're going to add the rum. And this is the part where I said you've got to take a risk, because this will cause some flames to burn in your kitchen. Make sure that you have the rum in a pouring container. I used a 1 cup measuring glass container, because if you're pouring near a flame, it's possible that it could ignite, and you do not want to ignite an entire bottle of rum. I went ahead and poured the alcohol in, and then I'm just going to tip the pan a little bit to ignite that flame. You don't have to tip it to the point where it's pouring out, just enough for it to catch some of the heat. And then you'll see you have Flambéed. I'll tell you, if you've never flambéed before, your instincts are going to kick in and you're going to start to feel a little bit of panic, like you've done something wrong and your entire dish is going to catch on fire and scorch. But that's also kind of the point. So just fight that impulse, that fear that you might feel the first time that you flambe. And the key to having successful flambe is to just keep moving the pan for as long as you see flame. And then from there, you're just going to cook it a little bit longer until that caramel really starts to turn into what feels like a honey. So it's going to thicken up, it's going to be really smooth, and it's going to get really sticky. Then comes the best part. We're going to go ahead and serve this. So go ahead and get yourself a bowl, add in a scoop of ice cream, or if you're like me and my husband, maybe do 2 scoops. Keep in mind you are pouring hot liquid onto ice cream, so one of those scoops is just going to turn into molten cream, which is amazing and delicious. The other one maybe will hold some heft. Then you're just going to take your bananas and serve as many as the cut bananas as you'd like, and make sure that you remember to pour some of that caramel sauce over it, because really that's where a lot of the flavor is. And there you have it. There's your bananas Foster. Let's go ahead and give this a taste test. Yep, it's good. Yep, I really enjoy this. But does it smell like the candle? Oh yes. Yes, it does. Almost a 1 for 1, y'all. Amazing. Super proud of myself. I did good. Okay, y'all, I hope that you are inspired by my scent to table video. 1, I hope you pick up this candle. It is delicious. 2, I hope that you find this recipe and that you give it a try. I think it's worth it. I have some leftovers that I'm thoroughly looking forward to, which I also actually think would be good with some oatmeal. I think it would taste really good. It's got that cinnamon and sugar with that banana. It would be so good. So several uses for the bananas Foster, and pretty simple to make. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions about the recipe, or if you end up making this, please leave me a comment below. I would love to hear about your experience. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. That always makes me feel good. I'll see you again in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.